Howdy, my name is Sam Shaw. I'm a junior communication major with a double minor in history and tourism management from San Antonio, Texas, and I will be serving as senior ambassador this year. I went abroad for 6 weeks, summer of my freshman year, to New Zealand. The first 2 weeks were what we call a national expedition, which is where I got to travel across both islands, meeting with different companies and discussing their communication tactics. The next 4 weeks, I was placed into an internship in the capital city of Wellington. This is me bungee jumping off of the Auckland Harbor Bridge. That was a big highlight of my trip. And one piece of advice that I have for students is plan ahead and plan early because a lot of scholarships close earlier than you think they would. So if you plan ahead, you can be sure to hit them all. Thanks and gig 'em.
Howdy everyone, my name is Vivian Martin and I'm a biomedical engineering major from Sugar Land, Texas. I entered in the class of 2021, but I will be graduating in 2022, and I am serving as an Education Abroad Ambassador this year. I've done 3 programs with the Education Abroad Office, the first one being a faculty-led wintermester in Italy. The second one was a spring semester abroad, also faculty-led in Germany. And then the third one was a reciprocal exchange program with Swansea University. This photo that I'm showing you here is when I went rock climbing with my mountaineering club in North Wales at my most recent program in Swansea. And it is one of the best memories I have in all of my programs. It was a wonderful way to experience the geography, get away in nature, and also make really great friends. And that being said, if I were to give anybody advice when they go abroad, I would say really plug into your community. A lot of times when we go abroad, we get into these pockets of Aggies, and although that's great to make friends, you're really over there to experience the cultural perspective while you're away. And the best way to do that is to meet locals. So go out, try to find clubs, organizations, volunteer in your community, even join churches, join Facebook groups so that you can meet locals. And that way you can engage in discussion, just really get a feel for how life is over there. I promise you it will make all the difference.
Howdy everyone, my name is Nooran. I am a senior food science and technology major with a double minor in business and Hispanic studies for community engagement. Over summer 2019, I was able to spend 5 weeks studying abroad in Chile, studying Spanish through Texas A&M. While I was there, we were really fully immersed in the culture we were in. We spent all of our free time exploring the city, and on the weekends we would take trips to other parts of the country. This photo is actually from one of those trips where we were touring a vineyard, literally in the middle of the Andes Mountains, with some of the most amazing sights you can imagine. And a piece of advice I have for anyone who studies abroad is to really maximize all the time you have while you're there. Spend all of your free time exploring the country, meeting new people, eating new foods. It really makes your experience that much more meaningful.
Howdy, my name is Ty Buchanan, and I'm an aerospace engineering and mathematics double major from Houston, Texas. I've had the fortunate opportunity to travel around the world in 3 different programs at Texas A&M University. The first was to study advanced mathematics in France with the mathematics department for a month. The next was to serve as a volunteer English teacher in Peru with ISIC for almost 2 months, and most recently was a trip to Egypt to study engineering ethics for half a month. The picture I have shown is me at the Library of Alexandria in Alexandria, Egypt. I chose this image because I deeply resonated with the erudite and scholarly atmosphere of the sacred library, and I believe it rekindled my love for philosophy, knowledge, and life. A pivotal piece of advice I would offer to students considering a study abroad is to realize that it's an investment in yourself. It is not necessarily just a vacation or a trip, but an opportunity to transform yourself and your convictions about the world. Embrace this opportunity with an open mind while suspending your fears of the unknown, and you will return with a newfound conception of who you really are. I promise you. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me as I'm always available for you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Christina Abraham, and I'm a senior in material science engineering with a minor in project management, and I'm also currently pursuing my master's in finance. I've had the opportunity to study abroad in Peru. During this program, it was a 3-week-long trip, and I was able to complete one of my engineering ethics courses. And on the weekends, we were able to visit various cities in Peru. As you can see in my picture, I was able to visit Machu Picchu, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world. I've also had the opportunity to be part of 2 engineering brigades in Honduras. And these are 1-week-long trips, and I was able to go during spring break and Christmas break of last year. And it gave me the opportunity to help sustain and develop communities in Honduras and be part of something that's bigger than myself. And we were able to design a new water system that was implemented in the communities later in the year. So I would just want to say that if you're looking into studying abroad, just try to reach out to people and utilize your resources. There's so many ambassadors in the program and in our offices that are willing to help you to figure out what really aligns with your career, whether it's trying to find a study abroad program that's an internship styled one or a research one or a volunteering one. The options are endless at Texas A&M. And so just make sure that you're looking at everything and trying to figure out what's best for you. Thank you.
Howdy, Ags. My name is Abdurrahman Arastu, and I'm a junior industrial engineering major from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm really excited to be an Education Abroad ambassador this year. I went abroad in fall of 2019 on a reciprocal exchange program to Singapore, where I spent the 15-week fall semester taking a full-time course load at the National University of Singapore. The semester was divided into a 6-week block of classes, then a 1-week break, and then 7 more weeks of classes, and I took that 1 week as a chance to travel to Australia with a group of friends who I had met just weeks prior to the trip. That included a friend from Germany, a friend from the Netherlands, a friend from the UK, and a friend from Ireland. This is us in front of the Sydney Harbour Bridge and Opera House. Easily one of the most memorable parts of my time abroad. And on that note, a piece of advice that I have for students is don't be afraid to reach out and connect to local students and other foreign students. You never know what adventures that might lead to. Thanks and gig 'em.
Howdy, my name is Helena MacCrossan, and I am a sophomore poultry science and agricultural leadership and development double major from New Braunfels, Texas, and I am serving as one of the Education Abroad ambassadors this year. I studied abroad in January of 2020 in Guanajuato State, Mexico, as part of the International Poultry Production Study Abroad trip. On this trip, I not only got to gain insights into the poultry industry from hatcheries to live production farms to processing plants, but also experienced the rich culture and history of central Mexico. This photo is me in front of a colorful background overlooking the city of San Miguel de Allende, which is a hub for local artists. I had an amazing time on my trip, and I encourage everyone to go abroad if they can. One of my biggest tips is for anyone who's interested is to look for opportunities that might not take an entire semester or a year. These are typically slightly less expensive than our traditional options, and they can easily be fit into just about anyone's schedules. These are great opportunities for those who think they might not be able to afford it, whether in their degree plans or financially. Thanks and gig 'em.
Howdy guys, my name is Caroline Franzmann and I am a junior finance major from Tomball, Texas, and I'm also pursuing the Nonprofit and Social Innovation Certificate at Mays. So as you can see in this picture, this is me with a group of fellow students on a Global Business Brigade trip to Panama. And what this trip is, it's a 1-week volunteer program to rural areas of Panama, where we provide pro bono consulting to micro entrepreneurs in rural communities. And this has just been such an amazing experience, really life-changing, to be able to go in and apply what I've been learning in my classes to a real-life scenario and be able to help someone with the knowledge that I have gained so far at A&M. And so I just want to tell you a little bit about this picture. In particular, this is me and my group and our client, Yina Perez, and she owned a small kiosk and she also was a plantain delivery driver. And so we consulted with her and gave her some feedback on how to better account for all the goods in her kiosk and gave her also some good marketing strategies to try to implement. And the one advice I would give to you if you go on a study abroad is to really be humble and put yourself out there. Speak as much as you can in the native language and just try your best to connect with everyone.
Howdy, Ags. My name is Ava Kowalski. I am a senior kinesiology major from Waco, Texas, with minors in psychology and Spanish. This past fall, I had the amazing opportunity to go to Quito, Ecuador, and study at the Universidad San Francisco de Quito for the whole entire semester. This is an experience that I will never forget and one that has led me to recommend study abroad to anybody and everybody that's thinking about it. One of my favorite memories from my trip is represented by this photo right here that's on the screen in front of my face. When my host parents took some friends and I on a trip to the Centro Histórico of Quito, which is the historic center. And it was just a really fun bonding memory between my host parents and I. We still are in contact to this day, and they are some of the people that really made my study abroad experience so special. My recommendations and tips to students thinking about studying abroad is that it's never too early to start planning. If you're thinking about studying abroad, make an appointment with an advisor or start thinking about how you want to plan out the trip financially. It is totally worth it, and you will gain so much more than just class credits. You'll gain life experience and things that you can't even think of on the front end of it. So thanks and gig 'em. Have a great day.
Howdy, my name is Josh Rillera. I'm a senior mechanical engineer, but most importantly, I'm the member of the Fighting Texas Aggie class of 2020. Hey, whoop! So during my time at A&M, I was a member of the Corps Cadets. During my junior year, I went on a Corps 10-day excursion to Israel. While I was in Israel, we studied diplomatic relationships between Middle Eastern countries, did some cultural explorations, and a touch of religious studies. In the photo above, we met a Israeli Defense Force member, and then she showed us around the nightlife of Jerusalem while we were there on the very first day. And the second one, I studied at the Australian Defense Force Academy last semester for a military exchange program. There, I got to train with the Australian Army, learn diplomacy, military strategy, while also continuing my studies as a mechanical engineer. The bottom photo shows us right after the field, and we were just opening a cold one with the boys on the Saturday. So for those going abroad, the sky's the limit. Find opportunities to go abroad if this is what you want to do. We have plenty of resources available so that you are not hindered by money, time, and when you go abroad, you're focused to have fun and enjoy your cultural experience there.
Howdy, my name is Morgan Garner. I'm a junior finance major from Houston, Texas, and last summer I had the amazing opportunity to study abroad in China for 6 weeks. The first week I was there, I was able to teach English to the middle schoolers and high schoolers in Xi'an, which is where I was primarily based in. And it was great to see their educational system and being able to teach those Chinese students English. Additionally, I was there for an internship where I interned at one of the world's largest HR companies called Fesco Adeco, and it was an incredible experience to be able to gain that international business knowledge as a finance major. It was very valuable to me. Also in this picture, as you can see, I was at the Great Wall of China, and that was such an amazing experience to be able to visit one of the 7 wonders of the world, and turning around in that picture and being able to just see the vastness of the wall and experience that was incredible, and soaking in the culture and the meaning of it. Additionally, the advice that I would give to someone going abroad is to just not be afraid, to just try everything. Treat it like it's your last time going there. That's what I did when I was in China. I would say, you're only going to China once, even though I want to go back so bad. I just had that mentality to just make sure that every single moment that I was there, to just really take advantage of it and take every moment. So if you go abroad, that's my best advice to give when going there, is being fearless.
Howdy Ags, my name is Destiny Alberter. I'm a senior anthropology major with a minor in Japanese student here at Texas A&M University, and I'm so grateful to be able to spend this year on your Education Abroad Ambassador team. To get started with a little bit about me, last summer I had the absolute pleasure of being able to go on a 10-week-long faculty-led trip to Japan. While we were there, we stayed just outside of Tokyo, and we also took classes at Kyorin University. At the university, we had an internship wherein we practiced both our English and Japanese language skills alongside the Japanese students and professors that were there at the university. It was tons of fun, and I made so many great memories and friends. That leads me to my photo that's kind of been floating here. That was actually taken on the last day of our classes. It was a bittersweet moment, but filled with lots of fun and good memories. We managed to snag our professor right as he got into the elevator, so we decided to take a quick selfie so we could remember the moment. As for some advice that I have for students that are going abroad, it would definitely be this. Be open to any experiences that are coming your way. You never know where that road or experience may take you, and it's guaranteed to be a lot of fun. So good luck out there, and thanks, and gig 'em.
Howdy, my name is Britany Grant. I'm a junior finance major and Spanish minor from Plano, Texas, and I had the opportunity to go on a semester exchange to Limerick, Ireland through Mays Business School. And so what that looked like was I took a full course load of classes, and so I was taking 12 hours, but I also got to travel on the weekends, which was really awesome. In this picture, I'm in Northern Ireland up by Belfast, which just has a lot of beautiful scenery. And this was actually the last weekend trip that I took before I ended up heading back to Texas. And so one piece of advice that I have for anyone who's thinking about going abroad is to try and go as long as possible. I remember when I got there, I just really loved it, and I didn't realize how much time was going to fly until I got there. So I really encourage you to look into the longer study abroad opportunities, but most importantly, just to go abroad in general. Thank you.